fuck? Why me?
One minute.
All right, I'm coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the star of the show, the one, the only, Matarese!
All right, sit down. We started late. How you doing? Woo! Welcome to Mullets and Mixtapes. I guess it says it all, doesn't it? Yeah, man. I grew up in the '80s, everybody, and yeah, man. It's hard when you grew up in that time and you're raising kids now. It just gets frustrating. The first thing that really comes to mind for me is my daughter, who's in grammar school, 5th grade. And you take a kid to grammar school in 2022, man. And you grew up when I grew up. Like, they got something in her school called Popcorn Friday. Yeah, you're going, what's that? I know. Fucking Popcorn Friday. They get a little bag of popcorn, right? They walk into a DJ in the parking lot and they dance their way into grammar school, right? Yeah, right? And you grew up in the '80s, you were like, what the fuck, right? We didn't have that shit, right? Like, the best we had when we grew up was like, we had like Scoliosis Day, right? That was the scariest day of the year, wasn't it? No matter who you were, man, you were like, shit, fucking Scoliosis Day. I know I got it. I know I got it. I know I got it, because nobody was confident they didn't have it. No one was looking at their own back the day before, like, in a mirror. Yeah, look at my spine. Is it curved? Scoliosis Day tomorrow. How am I doing? How am I doing? And they would announce it as soon as you came in to school. The principal would come on, right? This is the principal. Today is Scoliosis Day. We need everybody to report to the all-purpose room at 9 a.m. for scoliosis tests. Right? Yeah. That's how our schools were back then. We had all-purpose rooms. Our schools weren't nice like they are now. We didn't have the gymnasium, the lunchroom, and the auditorium, right? We didn't have auditoriums. You go to a kid's school now, it's like a mini Carnegie Hall in every school. We had the all-purpose room, right? It was for all purposes. Everything went on there. We ate shitty food for lunch, right? We got hit in the face by dodgeballs, and we got molested in there, right? Sorry, young people, if you get a little uncomfortable here, but there was a lot more molestations when we grew up, all right? It was like today's peanut allergy. Right? And we weren't even allowed to turn the teacher in, right? You couldn't say I was molested. If you did, they were like, just walk it off. Just walk it off. I can walk it off? No, I can walk it off. Right? And then they would do this public humiliation thing. They'd bring you into that all-purpose room and they'd make 2 lines, right? The Scully line and the no Scully line. And out loud, they'd be like, Steve, yeah, you're in the wrong line. Yeah, this is no Scully. You got to get into the Scully line. Yeah, you got Scully. Get over, right? And he just kind of bent his back on the way over. Okay. Is this where I go? Right? Then a couple days later, those kids had to come back to school wearing their scoliosis brace, right? And when we grew up, that was outside the clothes, right? Poor girls had that scoliosis brace on, right? I wish I could go back in time. I wish I had like a flux capacitor, right? Just go back and tell those young girls, I'm like, listen, I know you're uncomfortable and you're insecure with your scoliosis brace. I just talked to all the other 12-year-old boys. We don't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're so horny, we don't care. I would fuck just your brace. That's how horny I am. Yeah, just throw it on the ground. I'll be like, oh, cold metal. Cold metal. I love this. Right? Scoliosis. Then if you got through scoliosis day, remember? A couple days later, you're like, I don't have scoliosis. Boom. It's lice day. Lice day. Now they're sticking wood sticks in your scalp, right? You're like, frickin' lice, right? Fucking bastards, right? I started thinking about this recently. I bet somebody from when I was growing up found out they had scoliosis and lice in the same week. That would put a millennial into some downward spiral. Right? Yeah. They couldn't handle that shit. They'd have a gun in their mouth, right? Mom and dad walk in the room. What are you doing? He's like, I got scoliosis and lice. Kid can't even bend far enough to scratch his stupid man bun. He's just like, so close. They get it. God darn it, man. And the kids, especially my daughter, I mean, she won't even take a school bus to school. I don't know if your kids do this. They won't take the bus. I go, why won't you take the bus? She goes, it's too hot. It's hot on the bus and smelly. Hot and smelly. Like, no shit, it's a school bus. They've always been hot and smelly, right? There's no air conditioning on a school bus. There's only one person on that school bus who's not hot, right? And it's the school bus driver, right? Because he's got that oscillating fan, right? The 3-inch oscillating fan mounted on his dashboard, so his left eyebrow had icicles on it. Every other kid was trying to get the school bus windows down, right? I was trying to, they would go down like a 1/4 inch. I can't breathe. It's so hot and smelly. I can't breathe. Oh, shit. It's too hot and smelly.
All right, real quick. If you're enjoying my special, I would love it if you could just hit that subscribe button. And if you could share it with some friends. That could help my career so much. All right? Could you do that for me? That would be awesome. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Now let's just go back to the special.
Then you go to their playground, right? How about their playground now? This thing, right? Everything's plastic. Everything's safe, right? There's not a sharp edge anywhere on that thing. You could try to get cut, you wouldn't. Right? It's always like in some sand, mostly rubber, right? Everything's rubberized. You'll think it's mulch, and you're like, holy shit, that's rubber mulch. Oh my God. Your kid could fall from 12 feet in the air on his face and bounce right back up. Woo, all right, fine. Right? Not when we grew up. You knew. No, we had this thing, right? Holy shit. It's like 18 feet in the air, right? And don't let this picture fool you. That was cement on the ground. There's no grass. Oh my God, man, if you fell off the top bar on this thing, you're dead. You're dead. And then the janitor just came out and he drew a chalk line around you, right? Threw some sawdust on the blood stains, right? And the kickball game kept going. They didn't even stop it. They're like, yeah, the dead guy's a ground rule double now, okay? and forget our slide, man. The slide, forget it, right? The metal slide from hell. This was treacherous, okay? Stainless steel. It had about 80 steps to get to the top. You had to take a break. That's how high it was. You'd get halfway up. You're like, all right, is my parachute on tight? Okay, I'm going all the way. And you just climb all the way up to the top, right? And you're like, I'm going down it, right? Holy shit, stainless steel. in 100-degree sunlight. If it was drizzling, steam was coming off it, right? So hot. You could have an omelet guy at the bottom of it, just freaking going. Yeah, who got the mushrooms and peppers? And how about if you wore shorts? Oh, you went down that thing and your bare skin grabbed the hot metal? Ah, you had to tear your skin off. Ah! And then the blood just oozed down the slide, right? And again, don't let that grass at the bottom fool you. There was no grass back when we grew up, okay? That was a puddle of acid rain. Just burnt your eyebrows off. You're like, should have gone down that slide, right? God, and our snow days were different too, man. I can't take my daughter's school days, how much easier and not anxiety-provoking it is, right? Now you just get an automated call from the superintendent of schools, right? This is the superintendent of schools. To let you know, New Rochelle schools are closed today due to inclement weather that might happen. Son of a bitch, right? No, you know what we had to do, right? We were assigned a number for your county, right? And you had to sit there with some old-ass AM radio, right? You could see one sitting on my black and white TV over there. You could see the set. Yeah, big old, remember those things that would flip number by number? You had to sit there waiting for your number to be called, right? It was like you were playing lotto. Right? You were like, come on. I still remember it. Ours was 5:51, right? I'd be up there. I'd be like, all right, come on, 5:51. Let's do this shit. Come on, baby. I need you. I did not study at all last night. Come on. Come on. Right? I got it boxed. I have it straight. I need it. 5:51, right? And then without fail, this is what you'd hear, right?
Now from the KYW News Radio Storm Center, we have the school announcements. Camden County, 440, 442, 443, 446, 447, 448, 550, 552, 553, 554, 560.
That's when you could hear everyone in your neighborhood at once just yell, fuck! What the fuck? What? And every once in a while you get this, 551 is open with a 2-hour delay. How did they know 2 hours was the proper amount of time to get those streets and sidewalks clear, right? I think it was a guessing game at one point in time, right? They just got a bunch of crews together that do all the snow, right? And they're like, how much time you guys need? And they're like, I don't know, I can do it in, we can do it 2 hours. He's like, you sure? Yeah, I can, no problem, 2 hours, right? And they just go out there and they're fucking shoveling. How much time I got left? 15 minutes. You gotta be shitting me. Give me the salt. What the fuck? We need 4 hours minimum. This is bullshit. 2 hours. I have a theory. You know why I think they said 2 hours? I think it's because moms shoveled back in the day, right? Yes, moms were bulls when we grew up, right? My mom was out there, freaking house coat, no bra, right? Tits flopping up and down. Got those slippers with the fur with her toes hanging out. Even the Latinos were like, shit, she's good. Did you see that, man? She flicked the snow so far, man. You should get her on our team. Get her on our team. God, man. How about this? I'm out of breath, man. That's a sign I'm old, too. Out of breath. From fake shoveling. Get me to Florida. I'm ready. We had different kind of gym class, too. Right? Think about this. We picked teams when we grew up. They don't pick teams anymore. They don't want to hurt any of the kids' feelings. We did not give a shit, right? We didn't give a shit about your feelings. We picked the 2 most athletic kids, right? And they weren't even more athletic. I started thinking about this. I think these kids were just older and failed a couple times, right? Remember those kids? They were like these kids. They're like, that's what they look like. They're like 8th graders in 5th grade, you know? Right? They're just picking all their other athletic friends. Yeah, I get Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, you're on my team. All right. All right, I get Jimmy. All right, Jimmy, let's do this. All right, I get Steve. I'm on Steve. I get Bobby. Then there was that slew of losers that were just left, right? Kids were so mean back then, they didn't even call those kids by their names, man. They called them by their ailments, right? They'd be like, oh, all right, you get asthma, right? And the other guy's like, fuck you, I had asthma last week. No, you did not. No, I had asthma last week. Poor asthma, he's sitting there in the distance like, I can hear you guys perfectly. I'm not that bad, it's not hay fever season, I'll be all right. I'll be all right, I can do it. All right, fine, all right, asthma, you're on my team, but if I get asthma, you get eye patch, right? Now don't laugh, because that's me, that's me. That's not nice. I was eye patch. That was modern medicine back in the day, right? If you had one lazy eye and one good eye, they would be like, oh, let's patch the good eye because the bad eye will catch up to the good eye. I'm like, no, it's not a race. It's not a race. This isn't the Indy 500. It never caught up, okay? I can't see shit. I can't even see you people right now. I don't know if you're a male, a female. I don't know. What the hell? You got to see when I would take the driver's test. You go to DMV and they have that machine, right? And they would go, all right, do your right eye. I'd be like, X, J, 4, 9, 7, 3, 6. They're like, all right, do the left eye. And I would just move my right eye and put it right into the left hole. 7, 4, 6, 3, 9, 7, 1. So don't drive near me later tonight. I might veer. I might veer right into you. And then there was last pick, right? Right, guys? You never wanted to be last pick. I don't even think this ailment exists anymore. I think evolution made this one go away. You remember this kid? Remember this kid? Remember this kid with the one leg longer than the other leg? We were such assholes back then. We called him Daddy Longer Leg. He's like, all right, you get Daddy Longer Leg. All right, I guess I get Daddy Longer Leg. That's modern medicine again. That's how they fixed it. They're like, yeah, we're gonna give you one Doc Martin, right? With like 12 soles on the bottom. And then we're gonna give you a Converse All-Star on the other foot, right? So you're all jacked up like this, walking around. Hey, how you doing? And I wasn't a nice kid, I'll be honest. I used to wish that kid had one thing that you could have made fun of him even more. Is have that brown patch. You know the brown patch you have on the back of Levi jeans? It says your waist and your length. He should have his own patch, right? With 3 numbers on it, so you can mess with him. Be like, yo, Daddy Longer Leg. Yo, what's 28, 31, 96? I got a longer leg. Oh, God. But it was great. It was great times, man. I loved growing up back then. I don't like what's going on now. This is every kid now. Every kid. I gotta watch my son and all his friends. Even in your car, when you're with your kids, they're saying, and they're just looking down all the time. I'm just like, oh, God. And you know it's affecting them socially, right? These kids aren't good socially.
Did you ever try to talk to them? They're just like, what? Excuse me? What? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Oh my God. Put the phone down, man. This is how I know for a fact it messes them up socially. Now, my son knows this kid in his school, right? This kid's like the best looking kid in the whole school, right? He's like great at all sports. This is him, right? It's not really him, but that might as well be him, right? I don't want to put his real picture in here, but he looks like this. He's this little male model-looking kid walking around high school. Great in every sport, right? Super intelligent, gets straight A's. It's true stuff. This is true. His mom called me on the phone one day and goes, can your son hang out with my son? Because my son's having trouble meeting people because he's very socially awkward, she says. And I'm like, this guy? I'm like, when I was growing up, your son was having sex with the teachers. Right? And this is all their bedrooms now, right? Right? You see it to the left and you see it behind me, or your right, whatever you do. But this is their bedroom, right? They all have dual monitors, right? They got that headset with the mic, right? Looks like they're doing Monday Night Football right in their bedroom. It's 4th and 10. You're like, what are you doing, right? And everything's purple. They always have those LED lights, right? Everything's purple in his room at all times. It looks like a Prince concert, right? But he's 14. He doesn't even know who Prince is, right? So every once in a while, just to mess with him, I just stuck my head in behind his closed door. They always close their doors, right? I just open it and I go, dearly beloved. Then I just pull my head back out. I wait about 5 more minutes and I go, dearly beloved, we are gathered here for this thing called life. He's like, Dad, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I would die for you. And I just walk out. Just walk out. God darn these kids. I think it's stunting their sexuality. Ooh, that's a deep one, huh? I think it's stunting them sexually. Remember when we were young, if you smoked, they went, it's stunting your growth. I think phones and computers stunt them sexually. Because he's 14, he just turned 15 today. Today is my son's birthday. Where's the camera? Happy birthday, Luke! I'm shitting on you. But I love you, buddy. I love him, but oh my God. Because he's got full internet, and you know, if we grew up and we had that, right? There's every time I walk in, he's just freaking going with video games. Die, shoot, move, go! I said go! What the fuck? I think you could walk a naked woman right by my son's screen, and it'd be like, move your tits! I can't see the bunkers! You're blocking the foxholes! If I had that capability when I was 14 and 15, every time you walked in, I'd have naked things I'd have to shut off 9 things. I'd be like, pulling my pants up like, just watching Disney again. The Toy Story trilogy. Never, not once is he masturbating. Come on, buddy. We got 5G. Right? And they don't even appreciate what you got them either, right? Never once do you get a, you know what, Dad? I want to stop and take a pause here. Really great what you got me here. These dual monitors, you know, the curved ones. Thank you. And the headset, it's great. I can talk to my friends and play video games. You're the best. Never, right? All they do is complain. I get him these monitors, right? Like a month later, he goes, I think I need new monitors. I'm like, why? He goes, because these are only 4K. And they make them in 8K. And that's better for the kind of gaming that I do. It was my first time cursing right in his face. I just lost my shit. I just go, fuck face. Yeah, I played Pong on a black and white TV, all right? Right? There's no 4K, no 8K. They weren't even up to K, okay? I think this is 1B. It's 1B. That's what we had. That was tennis. Can you believe that was tennis? Tennis. 2 lines, and that dot was a tennis ball. Boop, boop, boop. Playing tennis. Boop, 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 boop. Right? Then if you wanted to get crazy, you're like, oh, let's play some hockey. Let's play hockey. Hockey, 4 lines, now that dot's a puck. Very hockey-like. Playing hockey. And if you were really into it, you played some handball. Little handball. You against the wall. How pathetic did you have to be sitting there going, toot, toot, toot. I'm getting good, right? Toot, 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 toot. Our kids now, they watch other kids on like Twitch and YouTube watching other gamers play video games. Do you think anyone would have watched us playing Pong? Like, hey, Tony, you gotta get over here. Joe Matarese's playing Pong. He's like Johnny Pong. He never misses. It's been 4 hours. Don't you wish you still had your Pong, though? Because you could punish your kids now with it. Your kid comes home with a D on his report card, 4 hours of Pong, handball. Let's go. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll study more. How long has it been? 3 minutes. You did 3 minutes. I'm leaving my son's bedroom, right? And we have this little father and son little moment, and I still remember it vividly. It was kind of nice, right? As I'm walking out, he goes, Dad, before you leave, I wanted to say something to you. I'm like, what? He goes, I think I want to get a girlfriend. That's what he said. And I had to get honest with him, you know? I'm an honest guy. I went, buddy, I don't know how to break this to you. Fuck. You might have to leave your room to get one. Right? Oh, God. I think I want a girl. They wouldn't even know how to get a girlfriend, right? They don't know how to go up and talk to people, right? No, they need some sort of app, right? That's gonna locate where all the women are, right? It's a bunch of shit. We didn't have any of that, man. They want that, man. And these young people, this is what they do wrong with these dating apps. They find somebody just like them. Because that's what you would do automatically if you see all the information. You're like, oh, they read that book and liked it. I read that book and loved it. Oh my God, look what TV shows they like. They're the same ones as me. This is awesome. We're gonna get along. We're so alike. No. You don't want to be like the person you're with, okay? I've been married 17 years. You know why? Because my wife's nothing like me, all right? My wife has a PhD in neuropsychology, and I do this shit, okay? Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. It's the Love Boat. Yes. Nothing alike, man. You ever been around a couple that's alike? They're a nightmare, aren't they? Especially if they're both chatty. There's nothing worse than that chatty couple if you're on a double date with them, right? The girl's like, oh my God, I like bowling so much. I love it so much. I love to go bowling. I'm really good, too. I like to eat donuts when I bowl. I love those chocolate ones with the yellow cream. I think it's called, like, Boston cream. I love those. I love the one with the sprinkles just on that little corner. They just put some sprinkles on there. He's like, no way. I love those donuts, too. The little sprinkles on the side. I love those. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I'm a really good bowler, too. I go left-handed. I go right-handed. I bowl both-handed sometimes. You're like, holy shit. These two are alike. I need to get the hell out of here. Right? No. If you're chatty, no, you should be with someone who's socially awkward, right? Yes, someone on the spectrum, right? Right? She's like, oh my God, we gotta go bowling and get those donuts that I love. And he's like, I don't like eye contact.
we had to walk. I can't even believe that I had the guts when I was growing up, but we did. I guess because you had to. We would walk up to girls that we wanted to meet. You'd have to go to the mall. We would take a bus to the mall, because that's where the girls were. We would get on the bus and go to the mall and just walk around, right, trying to meet girls. And this is what I look like. No, not handsome, not handsome. The braces with the rubber bands. Looked like spit was connecting my molars. Hi. I saw you in the bagel store. Hi. My name's Joe, and I think you're pretty. Right? It was a big mistake, because girls were honest back then. They weren't nice like now. They didn't pull punches. They'd be like, you're hideous. Can you get the hell away from me? That was their version of swiping, right? They're like, swipe away. Get out of here, braces. Walk out of my face. Oh my God, it's pathetic, right? Your friends would be laughing at you in the distance too, because they put you up to it, right? They'd lie to you and go, that girl's looking at you. And you'd be like, me? She's looking at me? Yeah, dude, I saw her. And then I walk back and they're laughing. I'm like, why are you laughing? Because you believe this, idiot. Look at you, you're hideous. I am. And we were sweet. We were sweet kids back then. We weren't trying to have sex, right? Nowadays, they're going way too fast. I think they're trying to have anal on like the first date. We weren't even trying to have sex, man. All we wanted was a girl's number, right? Remember that? Remember that feeling? I got it. I saved this number. I got this from when I was younger. I saved one. Remember when you got a number? Can you zoom in on that camera guy? Remember when you got Jenny's number? 8675309. Can you see that? I'm like, I got it. I got your number. That's for some of us. Jenny, I got your number. You got this number, though? You put it in your wallet, right? You put it in your wallet. A couple days later, you could pull that number back out again and look at it. You could have an orgasm back then just looking at the number, right? You'd be like, oh my God. It's her number. Right? But don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. You don't want to smear a number. You don't want to smear a number. There's no Google, there's no Facebook, no Instagram. No. You got to go back to the mall, and you got to go up to everybody in the mall and be like, hey, is that a 7 or a 4? And they're like, what did you do to that number? I came on it. But is it a 7 or is it a 4? You're weird, dude. Right? And then if you started dating her, you would fall in love back then. We can remember it. High school love. You'd be on the phone with her for hours, right? Just like, till your ear hurt. Remember that shit? I love you so much. You live back, yeah. With you, right? Yeah, that dial phone, right? The dial phone. Remember the dial phone? We got a dial phone number. Remember the dial phone? You missed one number, you were fucked, right? Fuck, you had that long cord. You would stretch it through the kitchen, down the steps so you could talk to a girl. And then she'd dump you, man. They'd dump you. They'd dump you on the phone back then. They didn't care. It's not working. We're done. Right? Let's be friends. I don't want to date you anymore. Right? And you still loved her. So you had to figure out a way to get her back, right? How do I get this girl back? How do I show her how much I care, right? I got it. I make her a mixtape, right? Yes. She'll love me again when she hears this. What a Hail Mary pass that was, right? What the why would she want you back after that? What's she gonna be like? Oh my God, I wanted to not be with him anymore, but then he gave me this tape. And it had Like a Virgin by Madonna, and then right after that Dexy's Midnight Runner song, Come On Eileen, you get it? Because I'm Eileen, and he gave me that. He's so clever. I love him again. The fuck out of here, right? I'm on Eileen. Stupid. And you would go to your boombox, right? And you'd wait for songs to come on the radio so you could record them, right? You'd hit play and record at the same time and hit that pause button. And just wait. You just wait. You're like, oh shit, right? Whip it, Devo. And you'd hit unpause. Ding, ding, crack that whip. And then you'd get it and you'd hit pause. All right, I got it. And you have to wait like another 4 hours, right? Then Air Supply would come on, you'd hit unpause, right? I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Got it, man. All I need is Sailing by Christopher Cross. Hell yeah, right? You just waited. Then when you got it done, you had to handwrite all the songs on that piece of cardboard, right? And you had to try to slide it into that cassette case without smearing the ink, right? You had to slide it in there. Yeah, I can't smear it, right? And then if you were pathetic like me, you did more than the mixtape. You're like, I'm gonna write her a letter. Yeah, I did this. I'm gonna write her a letter, and I'm gonna wrap the letter around the mixtape. And I'm gonna mail it. I'm gonna mail it, right? I'm gonna mail it. And a week and a half later, she's gonna get it. Nowadays, young people, they just send a dick pic, right? Cut right to the chase. Send. What guy thinks his dick is that pretty, you know? That it needs to be photographed and sent. What woman has ever received one of these and went, oh my God, you know what? His balls are beautiful. Do you go landscape or do you go portrait? Portrait or landscape? I guess if you manscaped, you go landscape, right? All right, I got you. Oh my God. Now, if you sent a girl a freaking mixtape in the mail with a letter wrapped around it, ironically now she would just open it and say, what a dick. Fucking dick. What a dick. How about this? Young people now, they're missing out on some great things. Like here's one of the things I think they're really missing out on. They're not getting to grow up with racist grandparents. Yeah, that's my grandmom. She's no longer with us, but man, she was classic. Was there anything more entertaining in life than go and visit your grandmom around the holidays? Back in the day, waiting for that racist shit to just come flying out? Oh my God, man. Her favorite phrase were, the coloreds are coming. The coloreds are coming. She sounded like a racist Paul Revere, right? So then she moves from where she lived, where she would say that. She moves to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where I grew up, right? Which is a very Jewish area. It's like Jersey's version of Scarsdale, New York, right? Yeah. It's all Jewish, right? So my grandma went from the coloreds are coming to the Jews are here. Whew, she just switched her racism seamlessly, right? And I never understood it. I was like, why does she have a problem with Jewish people? Jewish and Italians, let's face it, we all know this. We're the same shit, okay? What's different? The only thing that's different is Jews are educated. Yeah. Jewish people are educated, and fucking Italians are dumb Jews. That's who we are. Jews own buildings, we build fucking their buildings. And I always knew my grandma was a little out of line with these terms, right? So I would go oppo on her, right? It's a baseball term, oppo, go opposite, right? She had a problem with Jews. My first girlfriend was Jewish, right? Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I start dating a Jewish girl, and I bring her home. This is her, right? I bring home Rochelle Strassfeld-Berg Steinwitz to meet the whole family on Christmas Eve, right? It's not the day to bring home the Jewish girlfriend, right? They're all eating their 7 fishes dinner, and I'm like, here's Rochelle Strassfeld Berg Steinwitz. My grandmom gets word of it, pulls me by an earlobe into another room. She goes, Joseph, that girl is Jewish. You should be with someone your own kind, right? So I waited like a week, and then I just brought home an Italian guy, right? Yeah. She goes, can he cook? Can he cook? It's all that matters. It's all that matters. And my whole life, man, I always thought I was 100% Italian, right? Now, this is something now because of new genealogy testing, right? Anyone do the genealogy testing, 23andMe or whatever you do, right? Always told your parents are Italian on both sides, you are 100% Italian. Then my dad's younger brother sends a little spit test in, gets it back a few weeks later, turns out, nope. 60% Italian, right? 20% North African, 17% West Asian, and check this out, 3% Sephardic Jewish. Yes. Turns out my family was not racist. They were self-deprecating. They're missing out on these great things. Here's another one. Guess what else they're missing out on? Kids now, they're growing up knowing both parents love them. Right. Yeah, this is my parents. You can see them. I didn't know my parents loved me till my mid-40s, okay? Old school parents, they kept that shit on a down low, right? And because of modern times, I start going to therapy in my 40s, right? I'm talking to my therapist, and he goes, has your dad ever said that he loves you? I'm like, no. He goes, would you like him to? Yeah, I think I would. I think I'd like to hear that. He goes, tell him you want him to tell you. I go, I can do that? He goes, yeah, you can do that, right? And another thing, new technology, as I left, open my cell phone up, call my dad before I even get to the car, right? I'm like, Dad, yeah, I just came out of therapy, and I just realized something. You've never told me that you loved me. How come you've never told me? Long pause. I swear to God this happened. He goes, didn't know you needed to hear it. Right? I'm like, Dad, I do stand-up comedy for a living, okay? I need approval from strangers every night of the week, okay? Sometimes I film when they're giving me approval so I can rewatch it and get it again. Yeah. I needed to hear it. How about this one from growing up? This one annoys me. I am sick and tired of trying to figure out which trash can to put my trash in. I grew up in a different time, man. In the 80s, you know it, I'll be honest. I miss littering. I miss it. Right, guys? We grew up in a time where you could take a whole bag of McDonald's drive-through trash, right? 60 miles an hour on the turnpike, just like, woo! Right? Someone might have honked at you, but it was just to let you know, hey, great throw, buddy. Really. I had arc.
We played games growing up, too. Not just games. I don't know whose idea this was when we were growing up. They're like, hey, let's invent some games that are almost impossible. Let's do that. Let's really make the Italian kids feel extra dumb. Got this Rubik's Cube thing. I'm Italian. The only way I could solve the Rubik's Cube is if I put my hairdryer on that thing and made all the stickers come off, and then I stuck them back on in the right spots, right? Or you took the whole thing apart. You do this, you take the whole thing apart and shove it back together correctly. Or your last thing you could do was get your Jewish friend to help you, right? You're like, Avi, get over here, Avi. Yeah, what the fuck? Fix that. And he's like, why is it so easy to turn? I'm like, because I sprayed WD-40 in all the joints. I'm Italian, I fixed it up. And then this one, we had Simon. Oh my God. Simon was cruel, man. Simon was cruel because it started off pretty doable, right? It started off with a couple of poops. You're like, oh, poop, green, got it. Green, red, poop, 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 poop. I got this. It's freaking easy, right? Then out of nowhere, it was just like, poop, 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 poop. Be like, Avi, get back over here. What the fuck? I don't know what it is. It just turned into closing counters. What the fuck? That's when I first realized that I had a learning disability. Yep. Simon, man, because they didn't diagnose learning disabilities when we grew up either, right? No. No one stepped in and was like, we've been watching your child and he's having some trouble. We think he should be on ADD medicine, right? They didn't have that when we grew up. No one had ADD medicine. What did they do when we were growing up if you were a little slow and you're having trouble in school? They were like, oh, let's just put him in the low track classes. Yeah, let's let him hang out with other dummies. That'll help, right? Yeah, get all the dumb kids together in one room. Oh yeah, the teacher's dumb as shit too. Let's bring him in. We had this guy, Mr. Butter. I'll never forget it. Senior year history, he had egg yolk in the corner of his mouth. Teaching us the state capitals senior year. He's like, who knows New Jersey? And I was like the genius of the idiots. I'm like, Trenton! All the idiots are like, how did he know that? I don't know. He knows stuff. I don't know. Man, it's unbelievable. Nowadays, they figure out your kid has ADD when he's like a newborn, right? Your kid's still in the hospital, and the doctor comes out. He's like, yes, we figured out your son has ADHD. I'm like, how do you know? Because when he cries, he goes, ah, not, ah. Yeah, we have him on an Adderall drip right now. Yeah, he'll be ADD free by noon, and then you can bring him home. Oh, I didn't figure that shit out again in my 40s, right? In my 40s, all of a sudden, I started taking Adderall, right? Whoa, I can read. What a nice thing to be able to do. This is great. My whole life, my brain was like a wiffle ball, right? Trying to read, I'm just like, nothing on that page. Nothing again. Zippo. Now one little Adderall pill, I'm like, ooh, this book's good. Wow, this George is so curious. This one gets me annoyed with our teenage kids. This one, I don't know if your teenagers do this one, where they get in the car and Bluetooth their music into the car stereo. What is that one, right? They don't even ask, right? You'll just be listening to like James Taylor relaxing. Carolina on my mind. I'm going to Carolina. And then all of a sudden it's like, motherfucker, motherfucker, N-word, N-word, motherfucker, N-word, N-word, motherfucker. I said to my son, I go, what's He goes, oh, that's gunfire. Oh, okay, good. Glad we're learning something here. This is educational. I like it. I like it. It's freaking gunfire. Just doing that. Could you imagine when we grew up, if we had enough balls to reach over our dad's 1972 Buick LeSabre bench seat, just stick your arm over it and start changing the stations, looking for Kool and the Gang Celebration while he's listening to Sunday with Frank Sinatra, right? You'd be pulling a bloody stump back to the back seat. Right? He's like, don't touch my radio ever again. I go, sorry. Sorry. I don't know. And our music's just way better, let's be honest, right? I hope you agree with this. I think one of the main reasons our music is better, it transcends. I learned that word 2 days ago. It transcends over generations. I like music that my grandparents liked and my parents like, and I like it. My wife doesn't, but I do. She's 9 years younger. That's all it took, right? Like a great example would be Tom Jones, okay? Love him. You don't know the power. You got to go see Tom live. I think he's in his 80s now, and he still brings it. I saw him live when he was about 70. You got to love Tom, right? Right? Tom, oh my God, I'm on a stage in the theater. I can't really do it. But he just goes right up to the women in the front row. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa. He just drops his junk right on their lap. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right? Delilah, oh Delilah, pussycat, pussycat, I love you, I love you. He doesn't just do that. He makes out with women in the concerts. He walks up. In the 70s especially, he would just go right up to women in the front row, be like, oh, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Tongue and all. Could you imagine if I did that tonight in the middle of one of my jokes? I just start making out with people. Hey, how you guys doing? Everyone here has monkeypox. It just starts to spread. COVID is just a big freaking spreader. What is he doing? My show gets canceled before I'm even done performing. He already got canceled. Yeah, it's over. You're done. Oh, God. It's fun to do. I might work that into my comedy. But not tell the audience why. Yeah, I live in Westchester, New York. I got 2 kids. Oh my God. I was thinking Me Too back in the Tom Jones era. That must have just meant, hey Tom, you gonna fuck me too? I'd like to fuck you. So we have Tom Jones and another one, even our cheesy music from the 80s. You know, it was cheesy then, and now you go, no, it's not cheesy, I love it. Even guys like Rick Springfield, right?
You don't know who it is. See, she doesn't know. Yeah. There was actually supposed to be a rule on tonight's show. If you were under 40 or over 65, you weren't really supposed to be here. Like, we knew. I know my sweet spot, right? You're lucky you're here, is what I'm saying. This is a fucking lucky night for you, man. If you snuck in against the grain, you know what I mean? It would be like me being at a, what's that guy's name? Frickin' something Malone. Post Malone. It'd be like me being at a Post Malone concert hoping they do Sweet Home Alabama. She knows. I know you do. But you would like Rick Springfield, man. Jesse's Girl? Come on. Transcends. You can't be in a bad mood when Jesse's Girl comes on the radio. You could be leaving a funeral, crying, tears rolling down your cheeks, right? You get in the car and you hear ding, 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 ding. You're like, Jesse is a friend. One who is a good friend of mine. Wiping tears lately, something changed. It ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl, and I want to make her mine. And watching with those eyes. Yeah, go listen to that song. You realize how many times he goes, I wish I could have had Jesse's girl, over and over. I wish I could have had Jesse's girl. I wish I could have had her. How do you think Jesse felt the first time he heard that? Right? I know there was a moment where he heard it on the radio and was like, what the fuck? He couldn't call him right away because there was no cell phones, right? He had to wait till he got home on a landline. Maybe make a collect call so he could afford it, right? He got Rick on the phone. Rick's like, hello? He's like, hey, what's up? It's Jesse. He's like, hey, Jesse. Did you hear it? Yeah. Not cool, bro. Back off. She's my wife, buddy. Let's go. Right? And how insecure was Rick? He was such a good-looking dude, right? Great looking, right? Every woman in the world loved him back then, right? He was on General Hospital 5 days a week. He's a rock star and a soap opera star at the same time. And he's like, I wish I could have had her. Like, all he had to do was walk up to her and go, yeah, Jesse, get the fuck out of here, and walk away. Right? The song wouldn't have been as catchy, though. Hey, now I'm fucking Jesse's girl. I'm kind of sick of fucking Jesse's girl. You can have her back. You know, it's not as catchy. How about the second verse of that song? I started analyzing this one. It's classic. He's like, I played along with the charade. You know this part? There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. Wish I told her that I loved her, but the point was probably moot. No wonder he was having trouble meeting girls, right? Using words like moot. That's a cock blocker word right there. Moot. Girls just leave when you say moot. Get the fuck out of here with moot, right? Moot's a word you use when you're playing Scrabble and you got shit, right? You're stuck and you're like, moot, right? And your friend's like, that ain't a word. You're like, yes it is, yes it is. Rick Springfield sings it and I'm playing it. Triple word, motherfucking score, moot. It was big, man. We had to dress like idiots, you know? You all remember the members only jacket, right? It was important. We gave a shit at what we looked like. We go to merry-go-round or go to a chess king. You can tell this is too rich of an area. I just did this joke in Dewey Beach, Delaware at this like multi-million-dollar country club. And a woman came up after my show and she goes, she was 80. She goes, I'm 80, but I have a son who's exactly your age. And I'm trying to figure out why some of your jokes I didn't really relate, even though he's the same age as you. And I go, well, where did you grow up? And she goes, well, we live in Wilmington, Delaware, but we also have a home in Aspen. And then we have another home in West Palm Beach, Florida. And I go, that's why. Get the fuck out of my face. I can't relate to him. She's like, he didn't have a mullet. I know. He went to some boarding school in another country, okay? Where we grew up, we went to merry-go-round, and we became a member. We got the members only jacket. Really low dues, too. Really low dues. You remember you had to match it up with your parachute pants, right? Yeah. Those things were painful. Those were painful. You can't even get them online. That's why I had an artist draw those. Those are drawn Bugle Boy parachute pants. We wore those things tight, right, guys? Tight, ripping our balls right in half. We were in pain, just walking around. right? These things. Walking around. What did we think? Girls are going, oh, I love him. Who? The one with the snatch. Can you see him? He's one of us. He's one of us. I love him. You love me? Yeah, I love you. I love you. Right? And you had to get your cologne. Yes. You all remember, draw car with the 2 Ks. Draw car. Holy shit. I actually have a bottle of this, too. Look at this. Look at this. Draw car. This could empty a theater. One pump of this, and you're like, whoa. You'll feel like it's 1981 again. One pump. One pump. Here, I'll give you a little test. You guys are going to all score tonight. There you go. Right? Where I grew up, the Italian kids, they would spray Dracar into their underwear. They just be pulling it out. Shh, shh. You never know, Joe. You never know. I'm like, now I know what Dracar tastes like. Okay. You never know. I know. This shit sucks. Oh my God. You had to look right, you had to smell right. Oh my God. You had to wear all these clothes, you had to smell right, because we were like, we weren't sitting in our bedrooms, I'll tell you that. We were going to teen dances. Every weekend there was a teen dance in some abandoned field in areas that you didn't even really think were safe, but I guess our parents didn't give a shit back then. They would just pull up into this like freaking Freddy Krueger land looking area, and they'd be like, here's $5, get the fuck out of the car. You had the parachutes and the members only, and you're walking to the freaking teen dance. It sucked, because I couldn't dance, man. I couldn't dance, so how are you gonna meet girls if you can't dance? What are you gonna do, right? Here was my option. This is what I would do. If you can't dance, back then, you would just go find the breakdance circle, right? There was always a breakdance circle back then. And they're all circled up, right? It's the kids with the Pumas and the fat laces, right? The Adidas sweatsuits. They were all round up. And you would just pace by the breakdance circle. This is how you would get away from dancing, right? And just look at imaginary people and pretend you know them. Just be like, you're always here. Right? But you gotta be careful with the breakdance circle, because if you get too close, it's like a tornado, right? You could get sucked into the breakdance circle. What do, right? All of a sudden, you're just pacing, then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, I'm in it, right? What do I do, right? You do this move. Or the only other move I had was this. I'd be like, and just point at somebody. You next, right? Not only that, we would get fake IDs when we grew up, right? So now you got a fake ID and you're going to bars and you're not even out of high school yet, right? And you're going, what the fuck? We would take showers at like 11 or 11:30 at night on a weeknight, right? I was thinking about this recently. If I'm taking a shower now at 55 years old at 11:30 on a Tuesday, something horrific had to go wrong. I either murdered somebody by accident or I shit my pants so bad but I can't leave without saying this. The most important thing back then, I don't care if you had all the clothes, you didn't have a shot unless you had the mullet, right? The mullet. That's me. I'm probably in an IROC with a tank top I cut myself because I saw that beach scene in Rocky III.
And not only did I get a mullet, man, I had to up the mullet a few notches. I don't know if you could tell by looking at this picture. I permed just the back of the mullet. Look, look, look. Can you see that? I permed. It's growing out, but I permed the back of that. And you're going, Joe, why would you perm the back of your mullet? I think it's because my mom was a hairdresser, right? But she wasn't like a real hairdresser, like a pro, right? She was one of those mom hairdressers, right? That had the hairdressing chair in the basement of our house, one of these things, right? And she's bringing people in from the neighborhood for perms and trims. True shit, still to this day, my mom goes, do not talk about that in your comedy, okay? I could get in trouble.
I'm like, yeah, Ma, that's the cops' #1 priority, yeah. Screw the war on drugs and terrorism. Let's nail Marianne Matarese, illegal perms from 81 to 85.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching my special all the way until the end. You have no idea how much that means to me. If you thought the special was great, I'd love it if you would share it with a friend. I'm always working on new shows and different ideas, and if you want to be up to date with everything that I'm doing in my career, the best way to do that is sign up for my newsletter. It's where I send monthly updates with new shows and everything that's inspiring me at the moment. And you can find that link right in the description, or you can go right to my YouTube bio and follow the link there. We'll get it right. Oop, I just spilled water all over. Oh, that's gonna cut together well. Who's having a complete conversation right now? Oh, it's you guys, just the director. I'm doing a special down here. I just had to quiet the fucking director. You could say it out loud. Do you want me to dry that wet shit? I know how crazy he is. He'll be like, dude, the whole show was great, and then you spilled water, and I can't edit anything else together. You gotta hire us again. It's another 400 grand. Do you need me to dry that shit? Be honest. I knew it! I thought I was OCD. All right. Like someone's shutting off my comedy special right now. Did you see that? There's water there now. Shut this shit off. Get me one of those. Adam, my manager, he brought a stack of black towels because he said those are good. You need the black ones. You don't want white ones because they get on your face. Adam Grayson, a little shout out to Adam. Ooh. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Should I? I can't let you do it. I'm a classy man. All right, go ahead. This is unbelievable. It's like a Nick game. Allen Iverson. Yeah.